Press the palms at the heart center. And bear witness to the flow of respiration. Just by placing your awareness upon the breath, it will naturally deepen. Samasamkalpa, set the right intention for your practice. If there's a right intention, it implies a wrong intention. Right and wrong, essentially an old energy. But for this case, a right intention would be something that not only benefits you, but all beings everywhere. A wrong intention would just benefit you. Keeping this intent close to the heart. Lift hands up to third eye. Imagine the intention as reality. A sense of gratitude overwhelms you for this to even be a potential. Take a deep breath in, reach all the way up. Hook thumb, spread 8 fingers. We work off the energy of 8. In Tibetan numerology, it represents manifestation. Open mouth, exhale, pull forward into child's pose. Keep the knees wide, the feet close together. Forehead, rest down into the mat. Belly drops down between the thighs. Keeping this breath deep. But also rhythmic. Restricted through the nostrils, the proper way to breathe. Whether on or off the mat. Walk the hands and arms over to the right. Come off the mat with both hands. Thread left arm through. Relax the shoulder down. The ear down. Turn the palm up. In this practice, we look to settle the muscles. In turn, we settle the mind. Press back to center, forehead down. Walk the hands and arms over to the left. Come off the mat. And thread the right arm through. Shoulder down, ear down, palm up. Relax the muscles. If the left elbow is lifted, you're engaging muscle. Let it bend and touch down. Becomes this great opportunity to take a load off. You can feel like the weight of the world is upon these shoulders. It's not yours to carry, it's all of ours. We do it together. Come on back to center, forehead down. Lift up, tuck the toes. Come to seated upon the heels. Rest the hands on top of the thighs. Keep the feet close together. Keep the knees wide. Keep the spine long. Keep the shoulders heavy. So often, when we challenge the feet, it creates tension in other regions of our body. The challenge that we're faced with will lose its power when we come to conclusion that it's temporary. It's impermanent. It will not last, forever changing. Interlace the fingers at the nape of the neck. Elbows splay out wide. We'll deepen the breath with spinal flexions and extensions. Bhastrika pranayama. Inhale, open the heart, squeeze shoulder blades, look up. Open mouth, exhale, round and curl, tuck chin, look in. Inhale, open up. Open mouth, exhale. All together open. All together close. Continue. Three, two, last one. Release the hands down inside the thighs. Open the feet up as wide as you need to. Get the heels down. Get the elbows down. Chin down into chest. Eyelids down. But flip the palms up. It's as if your hands became begging bowls. The yogi collects his alms, or her alms. It brings us to our most humble state, full of humility. In ancient times, the yogi, the ascetic, the monk, they were venerated, they were regarded as someone or something so profound, with an immensity of courage, that people would gladly feed them. If you were to try to go around and collect your alms, your meal, you would starve. The world has changed. It becomes up to you to continue on changing this world by changing yourself. There's all this talk about the economy tanking. Not just in our country, but the entire world. You gauge success in the economy by how many people are starving. And if just one person in our country, in our world, is starving, in need of the basics, the economy is rubbish. It has already tanked. One of the most profound yogis to ever walk the planet, Shakyamuni Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama. Prior to reaching his enlightenment, his meal every day was 1 grain of rice. A form of discipline. We ourselves learn to be disciplined, but not to such extreme. On the opposite end, or the contrary, 3 meals a day is also extreme, when some people do not even have 1. Lift the head up, flip the hands down. With as little effort as possible, propel yourself forward, hands and knees. A tabletop. Knees down under the hips, wrists down under the shoulders. Keep the toes tucked, spread the fingers wide. Lift the palms up onto the finger pads. This will help to protect our wrists. Elliptical circles to the right. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, drawing backwards. Switch direction. Inhale forward. Exhale backward. Wind it back down, stop in the central, neutral position. With intensity, hiss, cat. Come up high onto the fingertips, gaze at your belly button. Feel the space between the shoulder blades. Void of air in the lungs, yet all is well. Inhale, cow. Drop the belly, spread the glutes, lift the head. Look up at your third eye. But come down onto the finger pads. Develop the awareness of the subtle transition of the hands. Hiss, cat. On your fingertips. Inhale, cow, finger pads. Hiss. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, dip the heart down between the hands. Chin down towards the top of the mat. Keep the toes tucked, tailbone lifting. Check in with yourself. Recognize the chin is down, the chest is down. The two hands are down, the two knees are down. The 2 feet are down. 8 points, Ashtangasana. The 8-limb pose for the 8-limb practice. Ashtanga. These 8 limbs, the foundation of the practice, they're comprised up of our ethics, our morals, our posture, our breath, our ability to control our sense perception, concentration, meditation, and even absorption into the infinite consciousness. Slither through onto the belly. Point the toes back. Slide hands forward as far as they'll go. Thumbs come close together. Keep palms down. Point toes back completely. Then get your forehead down. A meditative crocodile, Raja Nakrasana. Lift the head up. Slide the elbows under the shoulders. At about a 90-degree angle, spread the fingers wide. Press the hands. Lock the elbows. Straight arms. Droop the face, chin to the chest. Relax the muscles in the head, the neck, the jaw, the tongue. Relax the muscles in the lower back and glutes. By waddling right, left, right, just a few times. To loosen up completely. Now it's important that the belly button stays down, but your rib cage is lifted. We leverage with our arm bones. Bhujanga. This is the meditative cobra. Raja Bhujangasana. Keep the awareness upon the breath. These postures become secondary to the breath, which implies that this is a breathing practice. We meditate upon the breath, anapanasati, a technique refined by the Buddha himself. Take a deep breath in, fill up the lungs. Open mouth, exhale, release. Relax the elbows down. Claw the fingertips into the mat. Tuck the toes back behind you. Gently shake the head no. Find this stillness in the meditative sphinx. Raja Narasimha. You can feel the shoulder blades scraping together. Helping to break down any knots. Undoing blockages. Making energy and information flow freely through the system. If this energy and information can pervade the entire body, we find success. Lift the head. Pivot the left forearm in parallel to the top line of the mat. Bend the right knee, reach the right hand back, hook the thumb to the inside of the foot. The leg pulls the arm back, you are not pulling the leg. Droop the face, slump into the left shoulder. Do your best to relax your hand, your arm, your head. When done properly, a great posture to help prevent and even bring relief into arthritis of the neck and the shoulder, tendinitis in the elbow, and even carpal tunnel in the wrist and thumb mount. How do you know if you're doing it properly? If you're void of muscular engagement, you're doing it properly. If it feels somewhat pleasant, but also somewhat unpleasant, you're doing it properly. Each posture defined as sthira sukham. Difficult, yet easy. It's a metaphorical perspective upon the posture. To not get swept up by duality. To find something in the middle. Between the pain and the pleasure. Between the difficulty and ease. Between the firmness and the softness. Take a deep breath in, fill up the lungs. Open mouth, exhale, release the right leg back, right toes tucked, right elbow down, under shoulder. Pivot right forearm in. Bend left knee, reach left hand back, catch inside of foot, hook the thumb. You can even snap the fingers so the fingers and hands are not working. Droop the face. Slump into this right shoulder, your point of leverage. Feel how that left leg, in fact, pulls the arm back. Use the breath in to recognize and develop awareness that pervades the entire body. Use the breath out to continue to settle, soften. Take a deep breath in, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, release. Left leg back. Left elbow under the shoulder. Splay the elbows out wide. Guide the left ear down. Flip the insides of the feet down. Bunion of big toe pressing. Heels coming close together. And slide the arms around and down, fingers by hips, palms face up. We're in the last day of the sun in Taurus, which rules and governs over our neck. But also the first day. Did I say moon? I said sun. The moon is also in Taurus, gearing up for this new moon. But the sun, we're in the first day of Gemini season. And Gemini rules and governs over our hands and arms, but also our lungs. Notice how the lungs, which often would expand in every direction, are now forced to move out and up. It's a great opportunity here to think of breathing three-dimensionally. What does that mean? Well, all things in the three dimensions have length, width, and depth. You do just that. Breathe length into your spine, width into your rib cage. But most importantly, breathe depth into your heart. This three-dimensional breath opens up the door for us to transcend these three dimensions. For some reason, our consciousness is choosing to inhibit us from getting any further. It's chosen to be here in this plane of existence. But each and every one of us existing in a multiverse of multi-dimensions. And we just may get a glimpse of a greater perception, a higher awareness. Without lifting the head, drag the chin and bring the right ear down. The awareness that we are aware of our breath, or anything for that matter, is defined as our consciousness. Once our consciousness climbs the ladder, up the staircase, into these higher planes of existence, we're able to recognize ourselves as a whole instead of separate, divided. Due to the simple fact that the lower nature of our mind is surpassed. We would often think that we need to work hard to reach this state. But in fact, we don't work hard at all. The effort is effortlessness. Without lifting the head, guide the forehead down. Keep the shoulders heavy, jaw, tongue relaxed. Drag the chin down. Tuck the toes. Slide hands under shoulders. Press yourself up with tabletop. Walk the knees up so the feet come onto the mat and ease back, child's pose. Come up to seated upon the heels. Draw the thighs together and plant the hands outside of the hips. Sit onto your left hip. Keep the knees stacked and fused together. Walk the hands up to the top of the mat. Lock the elbows. Droop the face, chin to chest, head heavy. Lead with the crown of the head, get the heart down. First option, left ear. Second option, right ear. Reach the arms out wide. Ensure that there's no pain within your neck. No pain as a result of the posture. We may have pre-existing pain that we could get relief from by this posture. It's just you and the breath. Till eventually, inevitably, it's just you as this breath. Keep the arms wide. Extend the legs back onto the belly. If your left ear is down, keep it down. For those that have the right ear down, drag the chin and bring the left ear down. Walk the hands out as far away from each other as they'll go. Then roll onto this left side. Keep left arm wide, right palm down in front of the heart. The legs stack. Keep the left ear. Give the body time to settle in onto the bones of the temple, the left shoulder, the left wrist, the left hip, the left heel or ankle. These points pressing down into the mat act as acupressure points. This allows us to work certain marma points or meridians, channels. That originate at 107 different points throughout the body and fan out or branch off through the entire body, from which energy and information flow through. Bend the right knee and plant the right foot down behind the left thigh. Bend left knee. Use the right hand and gently guide left heel to the right hip crease. Splay the knees back. And rest the right palm back down in front of the heart. A reclining half lotus. Fortunately for all of our sakes, no matter where the body is pressing down, is the 108th acupressure point, the skin. The number 108 is very auspicious in the yogic tradition. For many, many reasons. The most interesting, from my perspective, if you were to take the Earth's diameter and multiply it by 108, you would get the space between the Earth and the Sun. If you were to multiply the diameter of the moon by 108, you would get the space between the Earth and the moon. This yogic tradition tells us that we're ruled and governed by the sun and the moon. A masculine and feminine energy, a yang and yin type of balance we seek. Let's work into the positive polarity, sun or yang energy. Flip the right hand so the top of the hand nudges down. The fingertips point back towards your left knee. The hand is still down in front of the heart. It's a bit awkward, a bit weird, but so profound. Just by flipping the hand, it will force the left nasal passage to clog. Probably as a result of gravitational waves. We breathe strictly through the right nasal passage, down into the right hip. Home to Pingala Nadi. Positive polarity flowing through this side of the body. Slowly flip the right palm back down. Extend your left foot out in front of your face. Extend the right leg up to the sky or ceiling, depending on your environment. Your right peace fingers will bind the right big toe. It won't be easy, but it will be possible. Push the foot, pull the foot. You reside somewhere in the middle between the pushing and the pulling, the giving and the taking, the coming, the going. Keep the right leg lifted, release right hand down. Bend your left knee. Release right leg on top of left. Press into the right hand, lift up just enough to slide left hand out in front of your face, laying over the left shoulder, a fetal position. It's important that the weight drapes over this left shoulder, the right palm, forearm, and elbow touching down, somewhere in front of your face. This will neutralize our shoulder and our chest, our pectoralis. The sensation that you're feeling, wherever you're feeling, is a result of the flow of energy and information, the prana, the chitta. Rather lazy-like. Come on to the back. The right hand slides across the body and out to the right. At the same time, roll the knees up. And press the feet flat into the mat. Slide the arms around and down, hug the knees into the heart. And gently rock right, left, right. A subtle massage to the lower back and the kidneys. And fall onto the right side of the body. Press with the left hand, come up onto both hands. Seated upon the right hip with the thighs, knees and ankles stacked together. Droop the face, chin to chest. Leading with the crown, get the heart down. First option, right ear. Second option, left ear. Arms out wide. Keeping the breath in line. If the breath is lost, you may have gone too far too fast. Keeping the arms wide, extend the legs back, come onto the belly. If the right ear is down, keep it down. If your left ear is down, Drag the chin, right ear down. Walk the arms out wide. Roll onto the right side of the body. Left palm down in front of the heart. The legs stack. You find the sweet spots to settle into. Feel the points pressing most firmly down into the mat. This is where the energy flows through and to. This is where the information flows through and to. Through these subtle channels known as nadis. 72,000 of them in total, pervading our body. For the average being, a percentage lies dormant throughout their life, never opening or awakening all 72,000 nadis. These higher states of consciousness come as a result of awakening these channels. A literal evolution of humankind. Bend the left knee, plant left foot down behind the right thigh. Bend the right knee. And gently guide the right heel to the left hip crease. Splay the knees back. Rest left palm down in front of the heart. A reclining half lotus. Now, where these nadis, these 72,000 channels intersect, we would call a lotus, a padma. It's also known as a chakra. I like to throw a lot of numbers at you, not to confuse you, but to give you the perspective of what is actually taking place within your body, the energetic body, the pranamaya kosha. The intersecting points, the chakras, the padmas, are all correlated to the major 7 running up and down our spine, from the base to the crown of head. It's why we put so much emphasis on treating these major 7. In total, 114 chakra. 2 of them outside of the body, leaving 112. Out of these 112, there are 4 that are involuntary. There's nothing that you can do to affect them. Leaving us 108 that we actually need to treat. We treat them through breathing techniques, through postures, combined with intention. Keeping everything as it is, flip your left palm. The 2 forearm bones nudging down, fingertips pointing towards your right knee. Now this gesture
assists us in clogging the right nasal passage, forcing us to breathe through the left nasal passage down into the left hip crease. Ida, Nadi. The channel attributed to negative polarity, a feminine quality, lunar energy, yin energy. The negative, the positive channels emanate from our hip flexors. They ascend up in a spiral motion, intersecting along the spine, more specifically, the padmas, the chakras. Once we bring harmonization to the positive, the negative, the yang and yin, this energy, this information, begin to make its way into the spinal cord, flowing up into the head, igniting dormant brain cells, awakening those subtle channels, for a completely new, profound awareness. Flip the left palm back down. Kick right foot out in front of the face. Float left foot up. Left peace fingers bind the big toe. Push and pull. Do your best. And forget the rest. Keep the left leg lifted. Release, left palm down. Bend the right knee. Release left leg on top of right. Press into the left hand, lift up just enough. Drag the right hand and thread it through. Lay over this right arm and shoulder. Garbhasana, the fetal. Lay onto the back, slide the left arm and out to the left. Roll the knees up and press the feet flat into the mat for neutralization. Left palm on the heart, right palm on the belly. Our final 3 deep breaths to merge this body, mind with spirit. Take a deep breath and fill up. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale once more. Open mouth, exhale. Extend the legs out to the outer corners of the mat. Release the arms out by the sides with the palms facing up. The eyes closed. The mouth open. Lick the lips, wiggle the jaw. And set the breath free. In turn, you set yourself free, the only aim of the practice. We can find freedom and remain free while existing on this plane of existence, but operating from a higher perspective, a greater awareness. Let's start to bring awareness back into the body by deepening the breath. Slow, subtle movements to fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Take a deep breath in, reach arms up above the head, point the toes away. Hug the knees into the heart, and feel how good it can feel. Giving yourself all of this love. Fall onto the right side of the body. Press with the left hand. Rise and rotate up with the ankles crossed, returning to where we once began. Back like we've never left. Press the palms at the heart center, attention back on intention. It's why you're here. Not just on the mat, but on this planet. Lift the hands up to the third eye. You can see the intention as reality. Where all is well with mankind, where the leaders of the planet are protecting it, where good is coming to those that choose to stick to the right path, and where all beings everywhere are happy, safe, and free. We seal the practice with the Omkara. Take a deep breath and fill up. Swasti prajabhyaha palipalayantam neyayenam margenam mahi mahishaha gubrakmanebhyaha shubhamastu nekteyam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. We bow our head with grace and honor to ourselves, each other in the practice. Namaste. Many thanks to you out there in the World Wide Web. Many thanks to you in this World Wide Web.